Hi guys, Kyron here. Today I want to talk a little bit about Uddiyana Bandha, or the diaphragm stretch. So between all the various stretching routines, yoga poses, diet and cross-training variations, there are extensive discussions between freedivers and surfers concerning what is best for increasing the performance. I myself love a good stretch in the morning and try to stretch as much as I can. Even just 5 minutes of stretching here and there is better than putting off that stretch and trying to do one a week. If you can just keep moving, it's going to be the best thing for you. Some freedivers train more for cardiovascular fitness, others focus on strength training. Most of the time we see that there's no solution that works for everyone, but there's one technique of hatha yoga that undeniably positively impacts a freediver's depth performance, and that's Uddiyana Bandha. So what happens to our chest at depth, you may ask? Well, after we reach the residual volume of our lungs at depth, which is typically between 35 to 50 meters, the pressure outside of our bodies will compress our lungs to a size smaller than that of a full exhale. Your lungs will be about the size of 2 mangoes when they're fully compressed. You can imagine your lungs, total lung capacity is between 6 to 8 liters, but then that can go to about 1/4, and then it won't go any more than that. We can talk about that in another lesson. It can be an uncomfortable feeling if the empty space left behind the lungs is not filled, which can feel like an elephant is slowly stepping on our chests. The feeling will worsen when we tense our bodies, since the diaphragm will not be able to move up into the chest and fill that empty space. When we reach deeper depths and start to feel that uncomfortable pressure, more often than not it's time to work on our diaphragm flexibility. So why is Uddiyana Bandha essential for freedivers? Diaphragm flexibility is necessary to have a more relaxed, safe and enjoyable dive. Some of us are naturally more flexible than others, but for those of us who are not, Uddiyana Bandha can become our best friend. So the benefits of Uddiyana Bandha really include improving the range of movement in the diaphragm and increased ability to raise it higher into the chest, lowering the residual volume of the lungs, which results in a smaller ratio to the total lung capacity and allows for deeper equalization. It can also reduce the feeling of pressure on the chest during a dive. This is from the diaphragm's ability to move up in the chest, which reduces the space and negative pressure created by the compression of the lungs. It's reducing the chance of a throat injury due to pressure, while also reducing the risk of lung squeeze, and just training the body's overall adaptation for depth, since it simulates some of the effects of water pressure during a dive. So how do you perform Uddiyana Bandha, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Uddiyana Bandha can be performed sitting cross-legged on the floor, sitting on a chair with your feet touching the floor, or standing. It should be performed first thing in the morning on an empty stomach